Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the trade targets for round 12, the first of the buy rounds, going through who I think are good trade targets at the moment and who are sort of guys that you should probably not be looking at, as there's a couple guys in round 15 that I think look good at the moment, but also will just tear people apart with their buy structure, as it's going to be pretty tough to get off of them if you have a certain buy structure. But also, I think this week for me, especially, and for many others, it should be the week that we take 4 out of the 13 guys that you should be 13. I guess of your best 22, you should be taking 4 this week off. As most, you have to at least take 3 off each week. You have to take at least 3 off in one game week. You have to have 4 off. So I think this is the game week that you can do it, especially with the guys that you have off in. Most people have Goulden, Dunkley, Marshall, and who's the other guy for me? Ashcroft. They're 4 very high scoring guys. So I mean, it could be a lower scoring round for me, but in terms of compared to other people, it doesn't look so. As well as also having Wilmot off this round could hurt, but it doesn't look like it will. And it means that I can load up for future rounds, I guess, and really stamp home that advantage. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, I've got it set up currently, the filter for 400k to 499k. We can see Will Phillips here. I'll make this bigger again. I always do this. There we go. That should be good. Will Phillips here, he's certainly somewhat of an option. I wouldn't say he's a good option, like the best option out there. 11% owned, has gone 55 and 58 in his last 3. That it did include a sub game, but he's gone 54, 90, 62. So he's sort of a 60s guy. There isn't much growth there, so I wouldn't go for him. Larky, Stevenson, Ugelhagen, then a couple of buy guys. Kemper wouldn't go for. No one else here really that is too interesting and that I would go for either. Let me just go by team selected to see. Jimby's still high up there. Samson Ryan, a lot of people are jumping off him, especially with Toby Nankervis being back in the side. It doesn't look good for Samson Ryan. Yes, he has GWS, but they still have Buckley, or someone will go to him. And I don't think he will fare too well, especially as you can see he's basically lost 20 points straight away. And he's also only had 2 touches and got subbed out in the most recent game, so I think he could potentially be a red dot potential, but we'll have to wait and see. Didn't play the first game, it looks like, and then did play round 2, etc. So okay. And then did he miss a week somewhere? Did he miss a week? No, he's played 10 games. Okay. Philippou, no. Pedler would be getting out of these guys, especially Pedler scored a 56. Philippou 59, so that was alright. Mackenzie scored like a 30, didn't he? Yeah, Mackenzie. Constable could come back in. He was pictured in training and he was in with the 1 squad rather than Atkins had a purple vest on, which signified, I guess, the 2s for that training session. Not confirmed that they are that for the actual game week, but for the weekend, but we'll have to wait and see with that. As you can see, Constable here 17.8% owned, so a lot of people hoping he is back. And then I'd be trading out Holland immediately, as he's 8 to 10 weeks or something like that with the shoulder injury. Redigley out injured as well, so that could help out. Mullins maybe, but he's a key position player, so I doubt it unless they really go up the ranks. So that's what I'm looking and waiting to see, is what's going to happen with Mullins and that, because Mullins I would like to get in this week, but I just cannot get him in unless I go Mullins and then also get rid of Wilmot for Laird, or do I go for Mullins and also 800k guy such as 3 round averages, not Sicily, not really Butters, maybe Butters, but we'll have to, maybe Butters can gain enough in that time and get him out in. But I'd be getting Butters for basically 1 or 2 weeks and then get him out. So I wouldn't go for him. Maybe I could go Rowell, because Rowell's gone 142, 90, 124. That could be interesting, and that would also help a lot out with the buys a lot. That could be an option. As sort of just like a Humphrey type thing. So I'll look into that. And then obviously I want to get Warner post buy and McRae post his buy in round 15 as well. Neil, not an option for me at the moment. But going back to the 400k guys, there wasn't anything there. 500k, you have Briggs here. So if you were struck by the injury of Darcy, he is certainly an option. Briggs, 111 last round, 3% ownership. I will not be going on him just because I have 2 rucks that are only rucks, and I'm not dropping the 2 best rucks in the comp at the moment. So it would be an injury that forces that. Then Greenwood here, 114, 62 average. The only problem I have with him is that you have Simpkin, I think, building back into it, as well as LDU coming back and Shield coming back. So there is a high potential that he goes straight to the sub or out of the side, and I don't think he replicates his performance from the weekend. Yes, he's had a 75-87. I just don't see it there, and that's why I wouldn't be going for him. But he certainly does have some juicy fixtures going into his bye. So, I mean, if he still gets named on the 22 and there's those injury guys come back, I think there is certainly a play for him. But we'll have to wait and see with that. Keys 109, I just don't know with his role what's going to happen, whether he goes back to that forward role or whether he doesn't. We'll have to wait and see with that, as he's really turned into an option pick, and I don't know what's going to happen next year, but he could easily be an option pick next year as well. An average of 70 at the moment if he gets back that midfield time. Hayward, Broad, Lysette, Daniels. Daniels is, I'm pretty sure he's out. He might, I don't know, I read a headline about something. I don't know whether it was him signing a contract or him being out injured, but we'll have to wait and see. It was probably just signing a new contract or something. But he's been really good this year, but do I expect him to keep it up, and do I think he's really an option? Probably not at this point, and especially because he is around 15 as well, which kind of sucks. Sparrow, no one else here really to talk about. I mean, if you really wanted to risk it, you could go with Yo, but he's gone 48, 44, 84, so I wouldn't risk it yet with him, probably post-buy. And then you got Hunt here. I don't think he'll replicate that. Blakey's got his buy. Hogan, round 15. Shannon Hearn, 109. Has averaged 79 this year. And had an injury game here, and I think another couple of injuries here as well. So he's probably averaging about 85 if he was regular. Scott, 101. So good for those people who brought him in last week, as he gained 53k. Do I think he'll do it again? I don't think so, but I mean, if we go over to AFL break evens, we'll see here, and I'll move that out of the way. Scott here. Bulldog Scott, Kangaroo Scott has a 33 break even, so it'll be interesting what happens with him. And also Greenwood, I think Scott has the better role and obviously has that dual position, which could help a little bit. And if you look here, but he also hadn't had the sub, which should have shown that he sort of gets bumped down when people come back into the side. Grundy, Blickars, Ridley, Rowbottom, McGrath is starting to pick up form. Of course he is, because that's what he does. When I drop him out here, he goes 75, 69, 117, 94, so that's quite annoying. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the Dons and how they play, but it could be a play to get in Redmond post-buy. That could be a play. 700k range, you got Degoe, wouldn't go for him. I think this is just a factor of him having 2 good games out of 3, and that's why his L3 is 109. His L5's back to the 88, below the average. So, like, if we see here, good, bad, decent-ish, bad, good, bad, good. So you see this sort of run on, and he also is playing West Coast, so he could have a good game, but then he plays Melbourne. I expect him to have a bad game here, another tough game here, a pretty decent game here, tough game. Then he has a decent run for a couple, and then a tough finish out as well, so I just wouldn't trust him. Moore, I think, is getting back into it. 89, so he's gone 64, 79, 126. We'll have to wait and see, but he is certainly someone post-buy that we could potentially pick up for that F6 role or something, and hope that he can average 100, as he's shown that he can go. Last year he averaged, I think it was like 95, I want to say, from Moore. 2022, he averaged 93, so I think he can do something somewhat similar. Not exactly there, but we'll have to wait and see with the next couple of games what he does. Redmond, last 5 of 94, last 3 of 113. I think he's certainly one that I'm looking at, and I'm just waiting to see because he's gone 107, 107, 125. We'll wait and see this game against North, or do I jump on Redmond and potentially jump on to Mullins and that be the plan as well, because that could be a plan. That would set me up with Will Day and Setterfield in there in the midfield, and then chunk out Rosie into the forward line, etc. We'll wait and see. I think I have enough changeability to be able to do that, and we'll just have to see what is Redmond's break even, because that could be a big factor. Redmond's break even is 56. I could go for him. I think that is it's a risk though, but it's against North, and I think so he could definitely be an option. Then we got Nick Martin, Green, Witts, Curnow, Jackson, O'Brien. The thing about Redmond is that he'd be bringing him in for 2 games and then trading him out basically straight away, as hopefully he gains a little bit of cash, and then I can get him up to the likes of like a Dawson, or not even a Dawson, sorry, like a Sarong or a Brayshaw or something like that. That would be the plan. But it's a very steep path to get up to that price. Curnow, Jackson, O'Brien. No one else here really is too interesting. Hayden Young post-buy could be interesting. I think he is the pick to go for to just get rid of a Will Day. Swap those two. If Will Day goes like a 110 or something like that, you can swap those two and not have to worry about it, because the next buy round, the next set of trades is going to have to be for me, Rosie, Day, and someone else. I think that is the plan, as I need to get rid of Duggan, Day, and I think that might be it for those guys of the round 14 guys. And then round 15 rolls around, I need to have gotten rid of Bontempelli, Zeeble, and probably even Tom Green, and upgrade them to like Brayshaw and Laird, Dawson, etc. But nothing else here really too interesting. I mean, Gorn, but he has only got ruck status, so that basically screws that plan over. And no one else here really too interesting. And then 800 to 899k, I think we've already gone through this a little bit. Sicily suspended. Raoul is certainly an option that I'll look at. McRae, Lloyd, Crouch. Actually, Raoul could be interesting, as that would set me up at 3 guys in that buy round. That could be interesting. So I might actually look at that and see how that works, as but we'll wait and see with that. What's Raoul's break even? Raoul's break even is 81 though. That's interesting. And he's averaging 98. And what's his last 3? Last 3 of 119 and last 5 of 108. I think he is the midfielder probably to jump on. And yeah, there isn't too much that I would be going for in this 800k region, as all of these guys have really annoying buys or haven't been scoring well recently. There isn't much. And yeah, Parker even got suspended as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they challenge that again somewhere at the higher courts as well, because I don't think that ban was rightful compared to the other ones, but so be it. Sinclair, I don't think, is in a good run of form. 98. Steele, neither as well. 91. Anderson's been slowed down a little bit. Cornelio's not doing as well, so there's no one else here really. And then 900k plus, you've got Dawson, Laird, or both of these guys doing pretty crazy. I mean, if you look at 3-round average, Laird leading it at 121, and Dawson's 939. I mean, if we look at Laird here, what's his break even? Even though it's not really going to matter, 99 for Laird, and so that's not even that bad. And yeah, so I think those you got. In the end, I want to probably end up with Laird, Sarong, Brayshaw even, and Dawson. I want to have like 4 of the guys there. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's like all the trade options. I wouldn't be looking for anyone round 15 at this point, because you really want to be trying to leave your Taranto, Sheasel, and English for round 15. Or we could be trading out Sheasel for someone else if someone else pops up. But you really want to be leaving English and Taranto to be able to be sat in round 15, along with either Sheasel or Green, basically, is my choice. And then obviously Wardlaw will sit as well. So it will be 4-3-3-4, I think, for me, because annoying dog. But I think that is the plan at the moment, and I think I'll still be good enough for good scores by then, because I'll have another premium with Hobbs going up by then, which will help my scoring out. So that's the video, and I'll see you guys in... Wait 1 second. Anything else really to talk about? No, I can't see anything. So it's Whitfield, Day, Duggan that will go for... I'm just counting out the guys that are going to go from my side. So Whitfield, Day, Duggan, Green, Bontempelli, Rosie, Hobbs, and Ashcroft will stay. Chester will stay. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, so 7 guys. And then it will be Zeeble, and Zeeble will be the 8th guy. And then I have a free trade to be able to upgrade Hobbs with a rookie, most likely. And that'll be the plan there. So now if I actually end the video off, that's the video. And it's another long video, but I mean these videos are going to be pretty long, as a lot of people now have so many trading opportunities too, and a lot of the guys that we're trading into have sort of different plans at the moment. It isn't just like this guy scored a 130 or 140, so you have to definitely bring them in at the moment, because so many people have different buy structures, and a lot of the good scorers are on round 14 and 15, and it's going to be really hard to bring them in and then also be able to trade them out. So I'm going for value, and this will be a very risky play going for Humphrey and Hobbs if I do go for it, but I think it can work out. And if it does work out, it'll probably get me inside the top 4 or 3,000. So that is the goal. And if it doesn't work out, then it's probably going to be like 10 or 11,000 for me. But we'll have to wait and see with that. But that's the video, and I'll see you guys in another one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.